Hello everyone, my name is Amber. Welcome back to my channel, Amber Reads Romance. Today I am here with my TBR for May, and it's a stacked one because I am part of 2 readathons in May. So it's a lot, but I wanted to be in both of these. I was so excited to be a part of both of the readathons. So I did this to myself, and it's okay because I'm going to have a great month, but this is a very ambitious TBR. So with this TBR, I'm going to be going over the Mafia Romance Readathon TBR that I have, along with the Ever After TBR, along with all my ALCs and my ARCs and buddy reads and book club stuff. So buckle in. This should be interesting. I have a lot of books that I want to get to. I'm trying to kind of narrow these down and be more realistic, or kind of realistic with my plans. So let's go ahead and go over my reading plans for May. Okay guys, so in May, again, I am going to be part of the Mafia Romance Readathon. I'm one of the co-hosts for that with Jen from the Book Refuge, who has been putting on that for years, and it is one of my favorite readathons. So I was so excited to be a part of it. There's no way I couldn't do it. I have been dying to do it. So that is actually going on from the 1st through the 10th. So I'm going to have some Mafia options here that I'm hoping will get me a lot of points for that readathon. Again, things may change. I might move things around, but this is kind of where I'm at so far. And then I also have the EverAfterathon, which is being put together by Crystal from Books for Ever After. And this is a team-based readathon. It is on Discord. I am team governess, so I will be kind of going over Rex. That's going to fit with my team to give me more points and where I think I'll have a good time with what I want to read for that. And that's a lot more historical romances and stuff like that. Again, if you haven't seen it, you can watch my EverAfterathon announcement. I just also did a video for governess Rex because I'm team governess. So if you're interested in joining, make sure you head over to the announcement because it'll give you all the links, the link to the Discord. You know, you want to sign up for a team and all of that. That is actually starting from the 1st through the 25th. And so still any book you read counts in that. It doesn't have to be historical romance or specific things. So a lot of my Mafia is going to fit into that really well. So I'll go into more on that. But those are the big readathons that I'm a part of. So for my TBR, I'm going to start off though with my ARCs and ALCs. And then if you are interested, I'm going to be doing those later. If you don't care, it's whatever. But I hope you're joining us for both of those readathons. It's going to be a blast. So for May, this is kind of what I know so far. Things do kind of change with how many ARCs and ALCs I do request. But for so far, this is where I think I am at. So what I want to start with is my ARCs. So now, this first one is releasing on the 1st, so I will probably be reading it. I'm going to try and get to it before the end of April so I can have that done and ready to go. But I do want to bring it up because it is releasing on the 1st, and that is The Beastly Crown by Enos Johnson. And this is kind of like a fantasy Beauty and the Beast retelling. I think it's pretty short, like just a little over 200 pages. So that one releases on the 1st. Then I signed up for, and I did get it, was the Legionary Seduction by Jenna Bigelow. I did see Jen from the Book Refuge bring up her, she writes more of like ancient Rome historical romance, and I haven't read a ton of that. So I really wanted to pick up one of those. I read like the novella, which was okay. It's just a novella, so those are always hard to do. I didn't read the first book in the series yet, but I did sign up for this arc. So I'm interested to dive into this ancient Rome type of historical, and this one releases on the 8th. Now this next one, I'm probably planning it's going to be part of my Mafia TBR, and that is Wicked Savage by Lillian Harris. I don't know a ton about this one. I don't know. I think it might have been Second Chance, but I might be completely wrong. But I know it's Irish Mafia. It's the next one in her current series. I am on her ARC team. I already did get this one, so I'm holding off on it. I plan to start reading it at the beginning of May for the readathon. And so that does release on the 8th. Okay, and this one I'm very highly anticipating and I'm so excited for. I am on Nikki Harris's ARC team, and this is Born for Lace. I promote this stuff all the time, especially being with her ARC team. I loved Born for Silk. It was one of my favorite books last year. It's a dystopian, post-apocalyptic type of series, kind of fantasy, and it was so good. So this is the second part in that. Honestly, like, I don't know a ton because I've been kind of wanting to go in blind about it, even though I have tons of blurbs that I'm promoting. I'm just excited to get into this one and see what it's about. I could give you guys a little blurb here. Let me double check. See, on Goodreads, it does not give a full blurb, but basically it says, I'm on the run from the trade with a baby that is technically their property, and the man helping me escape is a 7'1" rogue devoid of compassion who turns out to be my beast of nightmares. And then it's for readers who enjoy a spicy Red Riding Hood meets Divergent with the barren wild backdrop of Dune by Frank Herbert. So it's all those kind of combinations together. I loved Born for Silk, so this one is going to be very exciting to get to. And sorry, I'm looking down at my notes here, you guys, so just be aware. And that one is going to be releasing on the 14th. I did request the arc for this one, but I didn't get the last arc that I requested for J. Wolf, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get it or not. But I did request Hold the Line. I did get the previous book in this series, just not the other series she releases. So this is the second book in the Kelly Ranch, and you know I love the Kellys. Locke, I love that book. You know, Sweet Like Poison is one of my favorites. And these are all their like kids romances on the Kelly Ranch. And so I believe this is going to be like a curvy heroine. I think she was the one that like owned the ice cream shop or something. I'm not sure, but I basically saw Julia Wolf. I knew it was this series and I requested it. That one is going to be releasing on the 15th. Okay, so then I requested Mine by Cleo Evans, and I think it was previously called Salt, because when I was trying to look up the blurb on Goodreads, it came up as Salt, but then it has the name Mine on the cover. Like, so it's confusing. I think the new name is Mine for sure. And this is going to be a reverse age gap BDSM. It says he's a singer-songwriter. She's a record label CEO, Beauty and the Beast retelling, both scarred from their past. So it sounds pretty interesting. I always love a good reverse age gap. So, and I really like Cleo Evans. She writes some really spicy good times. So I wanted to get this one too. And then I think that one is releasing on the 20th. Okay. So for my last arc, I requested Breathtaking by Bella Matthews. I love Belle Matthews. I love the second generation series. And in this, I think we're finally getting, is it Maverick Benedenti? I think it's Maverick's romance. I'm pretty sure that it's Maverick's. And he's one that I've been wanting to get to for a while. I think he's the one that his dad is like in the mafia, because most of this series is like, set where they're like in hockey or football and they're like second generation of this big sports family. This is the sixth book in the Red Lips and White Lies. And so it's Maddox Beneventi. And so it says a surprise pregnancy, marriage of convenience, billionaire romance. So I'm definitely excited for that one. I really love her books. They're super sweet and easy to read. And so that one is releasing on the 22nd. Okay, so on to my ALCs. This one is releasing on the 1st, so I may get to it before May, but that is Ruined Vows by Stacia Black. This is an age gap bodyguard romance. Say less. I signed up. I got that through Must Love Audio. So that one is going to be releasing on the 1st. And then I actually signed up and I got, the Devour the Dark by Nikki St. Crow. And I totally didn't realize this is Nikki St. Crow. I remember reading her like Peter Pan Reverse Harem series. And this is like about Croc and Hook and Wendy Darling. So this is the second part of a duet. So they let us get the first part if we needed it. So I actually got the Devourer of Men, which is the first part that was already released. And then the second part is Devour the Dark. And I don't have a release date for that. It said early May, so I'm not positive. I tried looking it up. I don't think I have a release date for that one yet. So I plan on reading those. And then I have gotten Stolen Dreams by Natasha Madison. You know, I loved Shattered Dreams, and I've loved this entire dream series. Each book has been fantastic. So honestly, I didn't even look up the information on this one. I just knew it was the next one in the series, and I wanted it because I've been really loving this series. So that one is going to be releasing on the 9th. Okay, I don't remember if I actually requested this ALC. So this may not be on my TBR, but I put it here because I couldn't remember. And usually I'm really good at adding it to my spreadsheet. But I have Love, Lies, and Whiskey by Melissa Foster. I think this is like a cowboy romance. That one is going to be releasing on the 10th. Okay, so this next one is Beautiful Mess by A. James, which is Ashley James. And I signed up for the ALC. I got it. And this is going to be an ex-boyfriend's dad. Now, I'm just going to bring it up here. Usually I separate it out, but we actually chose this one for our buddy read. So our buddy read is going to be Beautiful Mess. Now, this one comes out on the 12th, and it does release with the book, ebook, everything, and the audiobook all together. But we are going to be doing the live show on my channel on the 18th, so you kind of don't have a lot of time to read it, but we usually wait till like the week of anyways to read it, so hopefully you'll be able to join us. But May is a crazy month with the readathons that I'm in. You know, Bestie Book Reviews is busy, you know, kids, graduations, proms. So it's like, was really hard to settle on a date that we all could really do it. So we are doing it on the 18th on my channel. And it is going to be a Beautiful Mess, which it said ex-boyfriend's dad. And I said, sign me up for that. So we're really excited to get to those ones. Okay. Then I signed up for Finn by Melanie Moreland. I believe this is Irish Mafia. I haven't really read any of Melanie Moreland's Mafia romances, so I really wanted to give them a go. And I figured this would be a really great opportunity to get some more Mafia. That one is going to be releasing on the 22nd. Sorry, I'm not giving you full blurbs for all of these because I have a lot on my TBR. So I can't take the time to give you guys info on, oops, I kicked my tripod. I can't give you guys info on every single book because we'll be here forever. So anyways, then I requested Bartered Innocence by B. Sobjakin. This one releases on the 23rd. I requested this from Must Love Audio. What was this one about? Bartered Innocence. Okay, Bartered Innocence is this. I've never read this author before, but it does say, let me see here. It is a spicy arranged marriage, a mafia romance about a young chef desperate to keep her life and an obsessed mafia heir determined to make her his. The Made Men in Manhattan series is interconnected, each book about a different couple. So, that's perfect. If I get it earlier in the month, that could even be added to my Mafia TBR, but we'll see when I get these. You know, sometimes you get them pretty late. Then I requested an ALC for Covenant. This is by Cora Rose Lark Taylor. This is an romance, and I'm not really sure what else it is because I just saw dark romance and I kind of just signed up for it. I think I got this one from the or I'm getting, if I hopefully I get it, the author agency. But I'm always down for some more so that one is going to be releasing on the 23rd. And then I signed up for You, Me, and Forever by Laura Pavlov. And again, I've become obsessed with Laura Pavlov this last year. And so I am requesting every one of her ALCs no matter what. So this one is releasing on the 27th. Okay, so those are all my ARCs and ALCs. As you can see, just with my ARCs and ALCs, I have a lot going on. Now I got to add on all the other stuff. So for Immortals After Dark, again, I am reading 2 books per month. And so the next books for May are going to be Pleasure of a Dark Prince. And this is going to be Lucia the Huntress and Gareth McCreeve. He is the Prince of the Lycae. So it'll be good to get back to the Lycae again. We were just with demons and then another vampire. And now we're going back to the Lycae. So I'm excited for that one. And then we have Demon from the Dark. And this is Malcolm and Caro. A demon outcast poison with vampire blood. And the vulnerable young witch he vows to protect. So I always love it when we get to a witch. So we're going, I think, yeah, back to the demons and then a witch. So again, those are the 2 books that I need to read for my Immortals After Dark read along. I hope you guys are joining me on that. Now, again, the buddy read is going to be Beautiful Mess by A. James. So we'll just skip right past that. Now, for 12 Recs from 12 Friends, I don't know if I'm even going to be able to get to the one that I have in April because I'm so behind. So I might just push this one back. I might read 2 in May, we'll see, but my May is pretty crazy already. But I needed to read Take Me With You by Nina G. Jones, and so I haven't gotten to it yet. I don't know if I'll get to it by the end of April. Honestly, probably not. So I might just have to read this in May. And then I also had another rec that was from somebody from one of my viewers on YouTube at Stormborn 1991 recommended Beautiful Fiend by Lola King. I really enjoyed one of the books that I just recently read in her current series. The second one I freaking hated. But I really want to read some more of her books because I really did love her writing. I just hated that heroine in that book. So Beautiful Fiend, I'm excited. I actually just bought it on Audible because it was like on sale for like $5.99 or something. So depends on where I'm at in the month and how I'm doing. If I'm just going to pick one of those or try and read both of them. Okay. So then Jen and Crystal have the Rake Appreciation Society, and it's historical romances, which will go good with my EverAfterathon. So I plan on trying to read at least one of these books. If I can read 2, that will be fantastic. And that is A Pirate of Her Own by Kinley McGregor. This one is actually on Kindle Unlimited. So I will probably for sure be reading this one. That is Jen's pick. And then My Inconvenient Duke by Loretta Chase. I didn't see it on any play or anything like that. It's probably on Audible or something, but I might just order that book and read it physically for that pick. And that is Crystal's pick for Rake Appreciation Society. Okay, so now on to the readathon stuff. And I still have so much more to bring up. So I'm sorry, you guys. This is a long TBR. I didn't do a very good job of lowering what I plan to read, but this is a ambitious TBR. I will most likely not get to all this stuff, but these are ideas, stuff I just really wanted to read. So here we go. So For the Mafia Romance Readathon, I might do a reread of God of Fury. Now, if you don't know my channel, if you haven't seen my Rena Kent vlogs, this is my favorite romance. This is my favorite Mafia, favorite Rena Kent. Now, this is slight Mafia ties because they are kids in the Mafia, and Nico is going to be part of the Bratva. So it does have Mafia ties, and this happens to be Jessica's pick for, this is Jess's pick for the Mafia Readathon. If you read one of the hostess, if you read one of the host's picks, you get 5 points. So my pick was Twisted Emotions. I was debating rereading that again, but I read it again, did a reread last year for the Readathon. So I thought I would give this a go because I actually bought the audiobook, and Teddy Hamilton and Shane East, who are my two favorite audio narrators, are in this. So I really want to try and do a reread so I can listen to the audiobook. Okay, so then I have Beautiful Beast by Neva Altai, and this is a one that I've been meaning to read. It's like the second generation of her Imperfectly Imperfect series. I believe this is going to be the daughter of the first couple, if I'm doing that right, and then it's going to hit quite a few prompts for me, I believe. So retelling, age gap, and I think it might be captive. I'm not sure. That's part of the problem. Sometimes you think it's going to be something. We'll see when I read it. If it has captive vibes, that will definitely help me. And then again, I have Wicked Savage, which is the Lillian Harris. That'll hit Irish. I'm not sure if it's anything else. It might have Second Chance, which will help me. So I'm not positive though. And what I decided to do was give myself quite a few audiobooks so that I could be kind of trying to get through both historical stuff for the EverAfterathon and the Mafia stuff at the same time, hopefully, or I didn't know what arcs I'd have to be reading at the time. So I did do a lot of audiobooks. So I picked Ruthless Prince by Faith Summers, and this is on Audible Plus. And it has Ruthless in the title, so it's going to hit that prompt. I think it is, Arranged Marriage, and then it's Italian Mafia. So when I'm doing my TBRs, I'm looking at that bingo board. I'm looking at the extra point board that Jen has for this readathon. I'm trying to hit as many as I can because I want to get as much points as possible. So I'm hoping, I can get through a lot of these. I don't know if I'll get through all these since it's 10 days. So okay, so then the other one that I have is Craving Danger by Michelle Hurd. I actually bought this on Audible. I am actually trying to read up to this series because I do have, I think, the fourth book may be the pick for one of my 12 Recs from 12 Friends. So I wanted to read the previous books. And this is Cosa Nostra. It's the second book in a series, so it's next in series for me. So I plan on reading that one. And then I actually got to win this annotated copy from Jen from the Book Refuge for Crow by A. Zavarelli. And this has been literally on my TBR for years. And I still haven't read it. And I know a lot of people really, really love this. So it'll be interesting because I'll get to read it and see Jen's annotations and all of that. So I definitely want to read this one. It is Irish Mafia, and I'm already reading another Irish Mafia. But I also wanted to do this because this is a new to me author. And I think this one is before 2020. Yeah, it was, it says copyright 2016. So if you read one from before 2020, that's going to hit another prompt. So I definitely do want to get to this, especially since it's like been on my TBR the longest probably. So that's definitely a big one I want to get to. Now, these are a few other options. I don't know if I'll get to these, but they hit some additional prompts. And that is El Malo by Kay Webster. She actually put a bunch of stuff on Kindle Unlimited now. So, and this one is in the Cartel. And I don't have a lot of Cartel options. So, and I thought it'd be good to finally start some of her Mafia stuff. And then I have Destroy Me by Michelle Hurd, and this one is available on Audible Plus. It's Bratva. It could also be a retelling for Romeo and Juliet kind of retelling. So that's available for you if you need something. And then the last one I have, which I don't know if I'll be getting to it or not, but I wanted an option here for single dad because it's single parents, one of the prompts. And that is Sinful Vows by Lillian Harris. So as you can see, that's a lot for the Mafia Readathon. So I'm hoping I can get to most of these and try to get as many points as I can because I want to get to the Donna level, and as much points as you can get, I need to get to be Donna again, and I want it. So, you know, I'm competitive. I'm competitive again with the EverAfterathon too because I'm like on the smallest team and I want to win. So, yeah, so I have quite a bit for the EverAfterathon, which we're going to get into right now. Okay, so with the EverAfterathon, again, I am on Team Governess. So for my team, you get more points for reading a character if the female character is a governess. Also, our subgenres are dark or gothic. And then our tropes are second chance and forbidden. So that's kind of where I focused my TBR on, is trying to get some governess, some dark romance, second chance, stuff like that. So, some options that I found for second chance. The first one is actually one that I was supposed to read in April, but I pushed it back because it's like I think it'll be the perfect second chance one for the readathon. And that is Lady Isabella's Scandalous Marriage by Jennifer Ashley. I just read The Madness of Lord Ian Mackenzie, and I really loved it. And I was so interested in the couple that is introduced in this one. So this is kind of like a marriage in trouble, but they've been pretty much not together for many years. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's Lady Isabella Scranton. Scandalized London by eloping with the notorious artist Lord Mac Mackenzie. On the eve of her debut ball, after 3 turbulent years of marriage, she scandalized London once again, this time by leaving him. So I am really excited to get to this one, and I will be vlogging it because I was vlogging my Lord Ian Mackenzie, and I was waiting to do this one to edit it. So I'll be vlogging this one. And then we have We have Day of the Duchess by Sarah McLean. I have seen Crystal from Crystal's Bookish Life recommend this one. I know she loves Sarah McLean, and this is a really good second chance. And this is available on any place, so I plan on listening to that audiobook. And then we have Scoundrel of My Heart by Lorraine Heath. This is another second chance on any play. So as you can see, I have quite a bit of audiobook options for my historicals. I love listening to audiobooks more with my historicals, so I will have a lot of audiobooks. Now, this is a reread for the millionth time, and I haven't reread it in a really long time, but it is one of my OGs. It's one of my favorites. It's one that I read when I was a kid, which is kind of crazy because it's dark. And that is The Wolf and the Dove by Kathleen E. Woodowis. I put this up, and it is for to do a buddy read for this one. So I believe it has been selected in Discord on our EverAfterathon Discord. So if you're interested in doing the buddy read, this is very dark. I think it's medieval 2 times. But it's one of my favorites. It's what got me interested in historical romance. It's how I kind of started reading these. Kathleen E. Woodowis is one of the first historical romance authors. And so it is very much the bodice ripper, old school historical. So that is not for everybody, but I adore it. So I am so excited to reread this because it is one of my favorites. So definitely going to read this, and that's going to help out with my dark romance. Okay, I'm also going to be doing a reread of The Highlander by Kerrigan Byrne. I read this last year, loved it. I love this series. I need to finish it. So I'm also going to be reading The Duke. But The Highlander, I also put up as an option for a buddy read. It needs, I think, a couple more votes maybe. But this is a darker romance. It's also with a Scottish laird. She's on the run from an abusive husband, and she is a governess. So this will hit so many things for if you are team governess. It'll definitely be a great option for you. And then the next book in that series is The Duke. So I plan on going to that one. And these are both available on AnyPlay. So now, one that I got a long time ago from Kerrigan Byrne was The Business of Blood, and it is on Audible Plus, and it just looked really gothic and dark and kind of like spooky vibes. So I definitely wanted to read that one. Okay, I just wanted to look it up real quick. It says London 1890, blood and death are Fiona Mahoney's trade and business, as they say, and booming. Dying is the only thing people do with regularity, and Fiona makes her indecorous living cleaning up after the corpses. So you can see it's kind of dark. Her childhood best friend, Mary, was the last known victim of Jack the Ripper. Okay, yeah, this is why I wanted to get it. So this is definitely dark, gothic, Jack the Ripper. It's been 2 years since Fiona scrubbed Mary's blood from the floorboards, and London is no longer buzzing about the Ripper. But Fiona hasn't forgotten, and she hasn't stopped searching for Jack. When she's called to a murder in the middle of the night, Fiona finds a victim mutilated in an eerily fashion to those of the Ripper, and only a few doors down from Mary's old home. The relentless, overbearing, irritatingly handsome Inspector Grayson Croft warns her away from the case. So this one sounds really good, and it is available on Audible Plus. So if you have that, that would be a really good way to get a quick little audiobook in there for you. Then I am going to probably, if I have time, reread Sea of Ruin. Now, I actually bought the audiobook and I haven't listened to it yet. So I want to reread, probably listen to it again. This is one of my favorite books of all time. You've probably heard me talk about it. Anytime I have a chance to show my beautiful Mystic Box cover edition here that is just gorgeous, I will do it. Pam Godwin is my favorite author, and this is very dark. So this is the epitome of dark historical romance. This is so dark. There's essay on page, there's violence, murder, torture. It's dark. So if you are trying to find a dark romance for the EverAfterathon and you're having trouble, look no further, but just check your triggers because it's tough. I bawled in this book. I just love it. It's one of my favorites forever, ever. Okay, so another few options that I have The Ruin of Evangeline Jones. This is by Julia Bennett, and this was kind of like a gothic option. Now, I'm not going to go into all these because this video is already way too long, but that is on KU, so I wanted kind of an option that was actually available on Kindle Unlimited. Now, I got a couple from Lauren Smith that are available on AnyPlay, and they kind of have gothic, darker vibes to them. And that is The Shadows of Stormlift Manor, and then His Wicked Embrace. Now, for the governess type of option, I did have another one here, The Game and the Governess by Kate Noble. I've never read this author. It was available on AnyPlay. I listed it in my options that I brought up in my governess video, so I definitely want to give this one a go. Now, I'm probably going to be ordering this one. I did find a lot like, I don't know if I'm just going to order this book or this whole series, but I did find What a Difference a Duke Makes by Lenora Bell, and that is another governess book. And honestly, I've never read Lenora Bell, and so I really want to read some new to me authors during this readathon. And then we have A Night Like This by Julia Quinn. That one is available on AnyPlay. That is another governess recommendation or book. Sorry, not recommendation, but. And then my last one is Midnight Angel by Lisa Kleypas. That is another governess. And it had like kind of Anastasia, like Jane Eyre vibes mixed together. So I thought that would be great. And I always love Lisa Kleypas. So again, that's a lot of books just for the EverAfterathon. So I know I'm crazy. I'm putting way too much pressure, too many options, but it was so hard to narrow down. We'll see when I actually create my TBR graphic, what's going to be on that TBR graphic, because this could get kind of crazy. The only other book that I need to mention that doesn't have to do with like the Readathon, I'm not adding anything else besides the Readathon ARCs and ALCs and buddy reads here. But the only other one I'm going to mention is The Harshest Hope by Victoria Lim, because I am part of our ARC team and I'm reading her backlist. So I want to read that this next month because I'm trying to read one a month and catch up, because then she's going to be having her new release, I think in June or July, for her current series. So that's really the only other one that I have here. Again, if I have time to read some of the books that I couldn't get to from April, I may throw those on here. But as you can see, I already have a ton on my TBR. So I hope you are joining us for the Mafia Romance Readathon and the EverAfterathon. I will say, if you want to join the Mafia Romance Readathon, you're already doing EverAfterathon and you're nervous about doing it, still do it, because Mafia is so fun. It's my favorite readathon. And honestly, like if you join the governess team, one of our subgenres is dark romance. So any of those Mafia books that you read is going to get you at least those additional points for reading Mafia dark romance type of thing. There are plenty like Second Chance Mafia, Forbidden Mafia, all that kind of stuff. So I really encourage you to give the Mafia Romance Readathon a shot. You know, I have an announcement video for that as well. But that's my pitch to you, to also hopefully get you to come onto my team, because we're the dark romance girlies. So I love dark romance and I can read a ton of it. So anyways, that's my pitch. So thank you so much for watching. I know this is kind of a chaotic, rambling mess, but I have so much to do. I have so much to do in May, you guys, so it's going to be crazy. But thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below if you are going to be joining either of those readathons, what team you're on, you know, anything that you're excited for in May. Love to hear from you. As always, thank you for watching and supporting my channel, and I will see you guys on the next one.